Welcome to Local SEO Today. I'm Roger Murphy.
And I'm John Vaughn.
Today we want to speak to business owners and entrepreneurs in the industry that's known as pest control. There's extermination contractors, there's lots of different ways to call them, but it's really pest and pest management, John.
Yeah, there's a lot of different services that you may be offering as a pest control company, right? Ant removal, wildlife removal.
Yes.
There's also bees and wasps.
Raccoons. Yeah, that's wildlife, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of different rodents out there, and people don't like rodents in their house or apartment or condo, right? So this is more of an emergency type of service,
Yes.
right? And you know your seasons. Here in Canada, there's winter and there's summer. There's really nothing in between. But you know during which months you're gonna get a pickup of calls, right?
Yes.
So how can we help you, business owners, market your business so that it generates the best return on investment?
Right.
Where do you advertise? Where do you get your name out there so that when people are looking for you, they're gonna give you a call?
And it should be mentioned that, and I've heard this many times over the years, someone would say, I get all my business by referral, John. That is a terrific thing, that if someone's got a really strong referral business. But what's the drawback to that?
What happens when they start moving?
Your client, yeah, they move away.
Move, or they get older.
Yep. They don't need your services. They move to a condo, or they pass away. Life happens, right?
And
you keep
it
moving.
runs dry as
Yes.
well, right? So what happens is, this is an emergency type of business where they may not need you every single year unless you have some sort of maintenance plan, but or if you're a commercial business, you need it on a monthly basis, right?
Exactly.
But for a majority of the homes, you hopefully never want to use a pest control company.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, the reason you're watching or listening to our podcast or our show today is, how do you get a steady stream of ready-to-buy customers? Because those are what will help you grow your business, pay for your staff, pay for your chemicals, pay for your insurance. It's an investment in your business to make it grow. So how do you get those customers?
Yeah, and what we're going to start with is traditional media.
Sure.
Right? So 10, 15, 20 years ago, there were only certain forms of advertising that actually existed.
Yep.
So it could have been in...
Or that they needed. They didn't need to do anything else, right?
Exactly. So printed media.
Yep.
And printed meaning there were flyers,
yes,
newspapers,
yep,
magazines,
yep, phone directory,
and anything that's actually in a printed format getting delivered from Canada Post, or a flyer going to your door knocker or whatever it may be, right? Yeah. Then there's also the radio,
yep,
which is more audio. Right?
Television, if you're a big brand or something, but it gets very expensive. So really, as an entrepreneur in the pest control industry, you've got to go, I've got limited amount of marketing dollars to get my most impact. So that's really what we want to talk about. Really, the traditional ways plus the new ways.
Exactly. Yeah. And what gives you the best return, right? Because everyone has a limited budget, right? And you want to try different things,
yes,
but you also want to know that it's going to work for you.
Exactly.
Right? These types of advertising in the past were really creative. You had to put something together, put a graphic, but offer something up in return.
So a discount or something.
A discount. So it's like $10 off here, $25 off there. And that's really cutting into your actual margins, right? So this kind of push strategy really, maybe it did work, maybe it didn't, but people today, they don't really keep this type of media anymore, right? Especially in the printed format.
So in today's world, you've got virtually, there's three major search engines, but there's really one. But there's Google, Bing, and Yahoo. And if you ask virtually anyone in society, that's in North America, when they look for something, they need something, they're going to these search engines, Google, Bing, or Yahoo. So the deal is, if that is the new way to search, whether it's on your phone device, John, your personal device, or your iPad, or your laptop, or desktop, that seems to be where everyone today searches for goods and services.
Yeah, so how do you optimize or get yourself found on the major search engines, right? So the key here is making sure you have a nice website, a website that actually answers all the what Google's looking for,
Sure.
right?
Yes.
And make sure that you talk about your business. What makes you different, right? What are the services you offer? What markets do you offer? And what's really your unique selling proposition?
So there's two things you as an entrepreneur you got to talk or think about is what does Google want out of a website, and the user experience of your website, of the consumer or the business person looking for your type of service. What do they want to see on your website? First, Google. When you do a search for anything right now and you see all the companies listed on page 1, they have actually answered a criteria. There's like 200 signals, John, right? That Google's looking for any website, because Google's philosophy is we put the best website up as a result for any given search.
And what you're trying to do is satisfy Google's requirements,
Yep.
right? So that you earn your way to that first page.
And there's 200 signals.
Exactly. So where do you start?
Yeah, who are you going to hire?
Or if you're an expert at, your industry, pest, why not hire someone that's an expert in this field,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
Not just building a website, but really marketing that website so that you can optimize and get found.
Yeah. It should be mentioned, and I'll be frank, that 10 years ago, it was easier to build a website yourself or have a family member do it. You could do something, set it, and sort of forget it, and you'd still rank and still get leads or calls coming in. But the world it's changed so much. Google has AI, the artificial learning. They're tracking every website. They can see which sites have the more traffic, which ones have bounce rates, and a bounce rate should be mentioned. That's someone that comes to your website and leaves in a hurry. If they leave too fast, your website sort of gets penalized. So there's over 200 signals you've got to factor in, and no one person can do it. You need a specialist to do it.
Yeah, so search engine optimization, we believe, is the best form of advertising for your type of business, right? Because what you're going after is ready to buy customers that found you on the first page via a search query,
Yep.
and they have options, they have choices.
That's right.
And as long as you are in the mix and they like what they see, they're gonna probably give you a chance, right?
Exactly.
And they're gonna do other things to kind of make up their mind if they're gonna use you or someone else. Reviews and reputation or case studies are very, very important today.
On your website.
On your website,
yes.
or third-party websites, right? So what we would like to do is make sure that if you are looking at advertising, make sure SEO is on your list of to-dos.
Yep.
And try different forms of advertising. Try flyers, try local magazines, try ethnic newspapers, try trade shows, try directories out there. There's so many different forms of advertising, but you need to test it.
Exactly, and none of them are wrong. But it's a matter of you finding out for your business, where do you, first off, get the best return for the least amount of investment? Because there's no point in putting money out there where you're not getting a return for your investment. So try it, learn from it. We just feel from our experience and from the thousands of businesses we've dealt with that search engine optimization is the place today where the most number of potential buyers are looking for your service.
And it is not gonna happen overnight, right? So what you have to do is work with a company that actually is doing ethical link building or anything to do with your UX or design, making sure that the content is actually with the user intent, right?
Yes.
So make sure it matches every criteria that Google's looking for. So, there's a lot of SEO companies out there. We believe we are an ethical one that actually delivers great results for our clients, and really it's all about return on investment, but try different forms of advertising and see what works for you.
Exactly. It should be mentioned also on Google, they do have a product that they sell, so we should talk about that also, and it's called Google Ads, and it's a sort of a bid process, but for most any industry, and pest control is right there, you can buy a top 1, 2, 3, or 4 spot on that page to have your website put up there if you pay Google what they're looking for and bid for a certain number of dollars per click that happens to your website.
And again, with the bidding, in terms of a user, if they know what the difference between ads and organic is, it all depends on that user, right? So majority of the people are actually moving away from clicking on those ads, but it's the fastest way to get on the top of a search engine, right? So if you want to try to see if Google actually is a good medium for your business, test it out. Very similar to Facebook. There's ways to advertise on Facebook so that you can boost it, or you can actually set a criteria of who you want to target as a demographic.
Exactly. It's not so complicated. There are, again, a number of channels, but it's something worth your time to try them out. We, again, John and I, we just feel that search engine optimization, and if you Google it, Google will say the number one thing you can do for your business is optimize your website. Also, they also do say run a good business. Do a good job and get good reviews. When you take care of a customer, they pass your name on, it goes around, it gets out there, and that will help grow your business also.
Yeah, word of mouth referrals will naturally happen, when you start running a solid business.
Yep. So in terms of running a pest control business today, you are looking at ways of getting these phone calls and emails and appointments. That is success for your business. When you can increase that, that pays for your trucks, pays for your signage, pays for your chemicals, pays for your staffing, and it puts in money back into your business.
Yeah, and if you're looking at scaling your business and generating more ready-to-buy customers, give us a call here at Local SEO Search.
Yeah. So thank you for your time. Thanks, John, for this. I think it was very informative for our entrepreneurs that are in the pest control industry. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening and watching today.
Thank you.